gotta think they're maybe racist just because I'm human, they don't want my help. It seems it doesn't really matter if your superpowers fire to the melt.
Hello, we are back. It's And Now Comics. It's me and the Double Johns.
Where am I?
Grave.
Oh my god.
Where am I? This is unfamiliar to me. I don't like change.
Oh my god, can we start all over? Can I be like, after 10,000 years, I'm free?
Yeah, the Team 4-Star Piccolo line, I can't remember, or no, it's Vegeta's.
After 5,000 years, who dares away? Oh, hey Goku.
So yeah, we have been on a bit of a hiatus. I had a baby, so baby plus
Blue
a new
had a
job.
baby. I had a niece.
Yeah, and school is exhausting. And John Scott works in school too.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I'm tired. It's been better than last year so far, though. I will say that, but I am tired.
Yeah, at least the kids you're with are younger, so they're not doing. I can't even remember what the TikTok.
No, I have high school kids. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, you have high school kids too?
Yes.
So you've been having to deal with the dangerous licks or whatever it's called?
No, because my population does not do that. Thank goodness.
Oh, see, yeah, I go to a school where there's no longer soap in any of the bathrooms because kids are cool, and so it's cool to rip off.
Has any one of your teachers that you work with gotten hit by a student?
No, I think that like a teacher would hit back. That would not. That
Fuck
would not
around and find out, kids.
Yeah, no, we've had a sink be removed, and there's in the middle of a pandemic.
A student?
Yes.
The fuck?
And they filmed it.
God.
Like a trend right now.
Yeah, it's a TikTok thing.
Like, watch me just, what's it? Hi, my name is blah, 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 and I'm gonna smash this thing. Welcome to Jackass.
Oh,
yeah,
and you're filming it for evidence. But yeah, the current thing is what John Scott was alluding to is hitting a teacher. And apparently the rumor is for next month, because every month there's a new challenge. And this is going to go over great. Apparently it's kiss your friend's girlfriend.
Oh, that's going to go over fantastic.
Yeah, I've already had to break up one fight this year.
These don't sound like good jokes. These sound like...
They're not.
These
They're not a
like
good time
terrible
for anything.
Fucking ideas.
Yeah, it's totally fun when you go in the hallway and there's like an inch of water on the ground and it's flowing like a river. And then all the kids are like, can I go to the bathroom? Like, yeah, but there's no bathrooms open. They're all closed. So you're beat. Be mad at your other students.
Yeah, be mad at your other students. Bully them for God's sakes. And also, if you need to, just go pee in a bottle.
Well, that's difficult for some people to do. But
okay, fair.
Also, we are supposed to talk about comic and nerd shit, which there's been a whole hell of a lot of.
The world decided to say fuck you. We will give you everything. And also tomorrow, at the time of this recording, tomorrow is DC Fandom. Yeah,
we're 3 weeks away from Hawkeye, or 4 weeks?
We are like a month, because it's Thanksgiving and we're getting 2 episodes.
Oh, I cannot wait. That trailer looked so goddamn good.
It's Die Hard with a bow and arrow.
I was just saying, it's literally just, it's Die Hard. It has that total Die Hard dad feel, in the best ways. And is it Haley Seinfeld? Is that how you say her name?
Haley Steinfeld.
Seinfeld is Amanda Seinfeld. All right,
yes.
Haley Steinfeld is perfectly a character's
I believe it's Steinfeld, not Steinfeld.
Steinfeld with a T, right?
Not
like the comedian, but
what's the deal with
yeah.
What's the deal with bows and arrows?
What's the deal with these tracksuit Draculas?
It looks interesting, and supposedly I think I heard a rumor we might get a Blade trailer somewhere around then.
Please, God, or at least give me the look.
Because
or
Blade doesn't come out until late next year, November, right?
I don't think they started filming it. Maybe it's a Blade tease.
I was gonna say.
I just want the costume reveal.
Because my fan theory is, I bet that he shows up in an after credit scene for Strange.
Yeah,
I think he and Moon Knight are going to team up.
I was gonna say we haven't had a trailer for the Multiverse of Madness, so I think a lot of that's
Multiverse of Madness. You'll probably get either
When Spider-Man comes out.
Spider-Man, yeah, or like maybe Eternals.
Or Eternals, yeah. I keep forgetting Eternals is a thing.
Eternals is in like a couple weeks.
I know, Jesus Christ. And then I'm going to have to wait because I'm not going to the goddamn movie theater, but like,
no.
I'll have to wait till that hits Disney Plus. But I did watch Black Widow when that came out, Disney Plus. So we could talk about all that stuff. Did we all watch Black Widow?
I watched Black Widow.
I've seen Black Widow.
All right. I really liked it. It is weird, like that. It feels like it should have come out like way like 5 years ago. 5 years ago.
Yes.
Which is when it takes place, but it's very odd to watch that film post in like Endgame because it's kind of Winter Soldier 2 in many ways. I don't know. I liked it. I don't mind. I didn't hate the Taskmaster twist. Like, it was very obvious to me.
Oh, that was fine.
Yeah.
Like, you hear banging, that's just me adjusting my setup.
I think the movie was like pretty okay. You know, I
thought it was fun.
Like Yena Belova, I think is like a way better. It's just like like I feel like her
Florence
actor
Pugh is amazing.
Yeah, Florence Pugh is like having like a lot more like
fun.
I think she gets the better lines. I think like
the posing joke kills me every time.
It's not Jennifer Lawrence in like those later X-Men movies bad, but you like at least it kind of feels like to me that Scarlett Johansson is just very checked out in that Black Widow movie.
Because like the men are like, it's not like that whole like Dark Phoenix line that, you know.
Like I don't think there's any particular line, but it's like I think like Scarlett Johansson is very mentally checked out on this movie.
Well,
like,
I think
that's just very ready to like move on with her career.
Well, yeah, it's like you're also going backwards for the character because we see so much growth in the two like Avengers movies, the last two, and then you're going back to the character before them. So it's like an odd space because like she does so much.
Yeah, like it still feels like this weird coda for like Endgame or for Phase 3, and it feels like Shang-Chi was the real start of Phase 4.
Yeah. Well, Far From Home came out forever ago.
Yeah, but like
which I have not seen, and it's still weird to me that it's Shang-Chi now. No, I've seen Far From Home. I haven't seen Shang-Chi, which is I'm saying it's still weird that it's like that's the pronunciation, which I've never heard until they did the movie. I always heard it as Shang-Chi.
I think it's like honestly, it's like one of those things where it's like I think we all didn't know until like someone of actual descent like pronounced the name of the film. It was like, oh, yeah, I've been saying it wrong this entire time.
Well, I would say it's not like I don't know people of Asian descent, and it's never been corrected by anyone.
It's a real Raz/racial.
Yes, which is
or in the case of that one woman, Mr. Raz Al Ghul.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely. I know for that one, it's definitely Ra's al Ghul is the correct pronunciation because it's not a name; it's an Arabic word. So I don't remember what it means. It's like demon or hand.
But yeah, I thought she Florence Pugh was great. I really like David
Harbour. Yeah, David Harbour was awesome.
I think he looked like he was having way more fun doing this than he was in Hellboy.
Oh my god, that's all I could think of. I was just like, oh my god, how happy must he be that like he got to do a good comic book movie.
I thought it was very bold of Disney to have Harvey Weinstein as the villain of the movie. But I think for like the most part, it's like one of those like very like kind of like it's like I put it in the middle. I wouldn't be surprised if like there are like people who are like really passionate about this movie. It's just it kind of doesn't have a whole lot of traction with me. Like I might watch some of the scenes again, but I think it's like kind of like I like Ant-Man way more. But I know there are people who hate Ant-Man.
Yeah,
and it's like I get it, and I think it's like one of those kind of interchangeable like Marvel films for like a lot of people.
I would see that. I think the only time I'd rewatch it is if I was doing like the Cap, like the middle, like Cap 2 and 3, like Winter Soldier and Civil War. Like I would put this as kind of like connected with that, as opposed to like Cap 1. Like it fits into those two movies really well. Because it's even though it's a big film, it's basically like a Jason Bourne movie, but that has costumes in it at one point. I also really liked Rachel Weisz in the movie too. I thought she was cool.
The whole family dynamic worked really well.
Yeah, and like it's like we all knew the setup, but like having them be like the Americans, I thought was like a fun idea.
Yes.
And I think it was a good choice of like Harbor, based like it's kind of a play on like the Stranger Things stuff because it starts in like in the 80s is when they're kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think like that was fun. I don't know, it was good. I had a good time with it. I don't know.
I also thought the scene about when they're in the plane and it's like not funny, but it's like a bit of like funny dark humor about them not having reproductive organs anymore. And
Line was improvised.
was that line improvised?
So it was improvised because the joke was like way more sexist, and so Florence Pugh just kind of ran with it, and made it her own kind of joke.
Good.
Oh, that's so much better.
And like, and his reaction to the whole thing, it's good. You know, it's like great line.
Because like I watched it with my wife and mother-in-law like when she was over, like when we had the baby, and they loved the movie, both of them. Which is like cool to like as like someone like I just had a kid who's literally been alive in a world where she's only going to live in a world that has a female Marvel movie and a Asian led Marvel movie in it. It took us like a decade and a half to get here, but I would say to kind of flip on that, like comparing it to the two Wonder Woman movies, I would watch Black Widow over both of them. And
rewatch Black Widow over
definitely 84.
84. Because woof. But I don't know. I still think the first Wonder Woman is probably better than this. Like
84 has gone down on me considerably in terms of like quality.
I think Black Widow and like Black Widow has a better villain, and like kind of like there are certain bits about the third arc of Black Widow that I think are better than Wonder Woman, because like at the end of Wonder Woman just is
it's
very
terrible.
But there are still like parts about the that I think are just as kind of cringy bad about Wonder Woman, like when she like I think a lot of the CGI in that last fight scene is like kind of
that final fight scene is terrible. But like and I would throw Captain Marvel in there. I think it's better than Captain Marvel.
I don't remember much about Captain Marvel.
Yeah, there are things I did like about Captain Marvel, but because I think one of the problems, like especially like obviously they're very different characters and they went very different genres, but I like that there's absolutely zero kind of love interest thing in Black Widow. That's nothing. It's about the sisters. It's like action movie Frozen, like in that way, where it's like that is not a thing, and it's kind of annoying in Wonder Woman. Like I know the whole Steve Trevor bullshit, but like literally you also have her like Howling Commandos, not Howling Commandos team with her too, and it's just
I don't think it's bad in Wonder Woman. It's very bad in 84.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. It makes no sense in that movie. She basically rapes a man.
You know, I wouldn't hop that far into the discourse, but it is just like very like
that man's body was not in his control, and she has sex with it.
Yes, I just don't understand like why they had to. It's like why do we have to bring back Steve Trevor? And I'm like, really, you're going to do a period piece movie, but like you're not going to really do anything with it. It's like, and that movie just starts off bad. Like that whole like scene in the fight in the shopping mall. It's just like it's like why is Wonder Woman fighting in a shopping mall? Like this seems
also like why does
her pay grade.
It makes no sense in like the DCEU, and like how does nobody know who the fuck she is?
Yeah, can you imagine like Batman fighting like, you know, a bunch of crooks at like a Walmart? Like that's essentially like the same extent. It's like, you know, if Wonder Woman is going to be like one of your trinity of like superheroes, it's like you gotta like let her at least have like a lot more agency in her story. But like I don't know, man. I don't know if Patty Jenkins is blamed necessarily for that. I don't. But like that movie felt very
Yeah, that movie felt very Warner Brothers to me.
Yeah. It honestly feels like a lot of like how Jeff Johns like has been treating TV characters for like the last like.
Well, I will say this: what's interesting is that I learned today that came out in the news, and because Warner Brothers' parent company is like AT&T, right?
Well, no, it's Discovery now.
Well, no, Discovery's in control, but like AT&T's like the biggest part of the umbrella, I think, right?
No, Discovery. They sold it to Discovery.
No, I think they are part of Discovery. Are they? I don't even remember.
To my knowledge, no.
Oh, yeah, okay, now. But when that came out, they were part of AT&T. Because it's like AT&T Time Warner, wasn't it?
Oh no, AT&T and okay, they are coming together.
Yeah, I think it's a merger. But AT&T's part of it. Do you know what other thing AT&T got like found out that they helped create?
What? Yeah, I heard about this one.
I don't know, Siler, did you hear about this story that I think came out in the last day or two?
Didn't they like help create some like ultra right wing like news thing?
Yeah, OAN.
Yeah, I read about that, and I was like, well, of course they did because there's money to be made in like outrage.
But like, it's just like that's where like that Wonder Woman 84 is like. If anybody's like, oh, Marvel movies are for like so corporate, I'm like, man, Wonder Woman 84. I wanted to love it, and it feels like the most corporate cookie cutter movie.
It's so fucking long. Why is that movie?
It's like, way too long.
Why is that movie 2.5 hours long?
That's like half a Snyder cut.
Which I still have not seen, and never will.
It's better than the other movie, but it's. I watched one episode of the new Doom Patrol, and I was like, oh yeah, I like this cyborg so much better.
I still need to see Doom Patrol. That show looks really
There are like 6 episodes into season 3. So I just watched the first one. It's so good. And if you like Morrison Doom Patrol, it is Morrison's Doom Patrol.
I saw like a lot of the trailer for the new season, and it looks like they're doing like Space Case and the stuff from the new Doom Patrol comics.
It might be that. I haven't
watched that show yet. I should, but
yeah,
I saw like a preview with like an ambulance, so I just like figured that they were gonna bring in Space. I forget her real name, but like her name is like Space Case, and they brought it, and then they have like the other girl I really like. Oh my god, she's kind of like not like a jester, but like someone who like a
Harlequin.
No, when you used to like send out like letters to people, and then they would like come to your door and they would sing
messenger.
It. Yeah, they were kind of like there's like a whole bit
telegram.
about it. Yeah,
telegram.
Like a whole bit about it in like Blazing Saddles.
Oh, the singing telegram. Yeah.
Yeah.
None of that's in the first episode because the second season got cut off because of COVID. So the first episode basically is kind of the final episode of the second season in many ways. Like it kind of attempts to clean all that stuff up, like the story with Dorothy and everything, and some of the stuff with Jane and stuff like that. But that show's so fucking well acted. Like, and its look is so. It's like it looks good, but not like. I'm trying to think. Like it just looks like such high quality for like what it's doing, and I'm glad it survived. What's weird is like all those live action shows from the DC thing survived, which is insane.
So the character I'm thinking of is Cassie Brink, who becomes Space Case. And she's like the hero of like the new Doom Patrol. But the other character I was thinking of was Terry Nunn, who's like she's just like this kind of like super weird character.
They have not appeared yet in the because I just started it. But yeah, there's been like crazy TV. I don't even remember what's come out since last time we talked. Like all the Marvel stuff. So like Loki.
Yeah, we have not talked about Loki. We have not talked about What If or Falcon the Winter Soldier.
I fucking loved Falcon the Winter Soldier.
I think Captain America and the Winter Soldier is a very mixed bag.
I will concede that it is a very mixed bag at times, episode wise. I think the things they do, I have to tip my hat to Disney letting them do them, and what they address in the show is amazing. Like racially, Like, I think it's a very bold move to go as hard as they do.
Sure, and I think the stuff with Isaiah is very neat, but like I almost kind of feel like there's like the same problems when I'm watching The Punisher on Netflix, where it's like they're using political ideas and talking points as like things to discuss within the show, but really at the end of the day has really nothing to say. And
I think there it does have something to say. I think it does say it. I feel like that's a lot from Mackie having input on it because he's very vocal about stuff.
Sure, but like I think like the very end where like also I fucking hate the flag, like how they treat the Flag Smashers. I feel like they're introduced as like one thing, and then a couple episodes in, they kind of don't know what to really do with them. So then by the end of the season, it's like they're like martyrs, but like a martyr for what? And
Well,
I will say
like
that end speech was good, but also very on the nose.
I thought it was bad because it was so on the nose. Like, I thought it was very browbeating, and it's like he's like talking to like these world leaders who we've known who are like.
But he's not talking to the world. He's talking to the audience.
Almost like he just nearly turned around to the camera. Granted, the suit looks dope. I do like the whole Isaiah Bradley line.
I don't know. Like I liked it a lot. So
sure.
I don't know.
Like I think it just kind of reads like J. Michael Straczynski's Superman, or like there's the whole bit where Superman takes out the drug dealers within the house, and then everyone's like, well, what about the drug dealers down the street? Like, well, that's the town needs to worry about that. But I did something here today. It's time for someone to do something about over there. It's like, okay.
I guess to me I liked it because I liked the fact that everyone complains about everything being like with Disney's all PC, and like that show at least like didn't do that. Like they didn't go soft at anything. Like especially like the Zemo line that's been memed to death. But it's like what does Mackie say? It's like it's messed up, but he's right. Talking about stuff on the plane. It's like those kind of things. And also Zemo was amazing. Like he is a gift.
I also really hated
what they did with Carter, Sharon.
Not her. I hated what they did with John Walker, in that John Walker fucking kills a guy like in the middle of the streets, and he has no repercussions by the end of the series. Like it's like sure he's not Captain America, but like
but he's working for the.
But he's working for the government still.
Well, but who is he working
on, like,
for?
His own Avengers team with the other Black Widow.
Yes, but who's he working for?
But it's like I just.
But like we know that she's not a good guy, so he's like It's like more like that they're setting up like a evil, like a dark Avengers team.
Sure, I
feel like that's what
I
they're
don't think
setting up.
John Walker had enough comeuppance for me to like, because I think like especially within the finale against the Flag Smashers, you're supposed to celebrate John Walker teaming up with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like fighting against the Flag Smashers.
I don't know if you're supposed to celebrate. I think you're more supposed to be like, oh, he's finally like at least doing one thing not shitty.
Sure, but the not shitty thing is fighting the Flag Smashers, who are like
they've gone too far, like
chaotic neutral.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like that. There's like a comparison, and I feel like it's like all the parties are like not the super villainous, because even Walker, his speech when he talks to like the congressman, I think is not I liked. Because it's like, oh, you guys can say this now, but like it was fine. I just got caught on camera, and you're covering your fucking asses because you're fucking bullshit. Like, I don't know. To me, like I think they did a pretty good job of having like him and the Flag Smasher girl being like two sides, and then Sam being like, y'all are all fucking stupid, and then addressing all the shit like the insurance stuff was like a really good scene. like, wait, doesn't Tony Stark pay you guys? And it's like, that's not how it works. I don't know. I liked all that like human side that they showed with Falcon too, and that Falcon's like eyeballing Winter Soldier for talking to his sister, which I thought was very fun.
Yeah.
They have great chemistry. So,
I'm kind of like looking forward to seeing like what they do next.
with Cap 4.
Yeah, but it definitely was like I feel like there was just like kind of something. It's like either in the show is lost on me, or it was like it wasn't for me, which is like fine, you know.
Which I think that's happened with every single show, because there are people who
I think
really don't like WandaVision, and there are parts of that show I didn't care for, but I liked it overall.
Yeah, especially like I think WandaVision ending the way that WandaVision does, and then just feeling like Falcon the Winter Soldier ends in a way that was just very unsatisfying, at least to me. I was like, is this just like how these shows are going to be? Is that they're going to like step really cool ideas and then never deliver with them, and then you got to watch like the movie to like get the cool thing?
That's the whole thing. Like the plan got fucked up because of the pandemic. Because WandaVision was supposed to come out, and then Doctor Strange was supposed to come out like that weekend, I think.
I think it was supposed to come out in December of 2020, WandaVision, and then Doctor Strange was 2021 February.
Yeah, so you would wait like a month or like a month and a half, and then you would get that resolution, not a year and a half. And then the Falcon Winter Soldier basically does kind of ties into Black Widow, which ties into like Endgame and in the Hawkeye show. So like it's the pandemic messed up like all the timing of everything, and then Loki just kind of it being kind of stand on its own doesn't have that problem, which that show was. I don't know. I don't understand how anybody didn't like that show. I loved Loki.
Is incredible. I don't understand how people hate that show.
The fact that we got like the original classic costume with like an awesome actor and a fucking crocodile Loki.
I thought Loki is probably the most successful of the Disney Plus shows so far.
Well, it's also the least tied down to anything. Like it's a whole new thing. They got a whole new sandbox to play in, so they could do whatever they wanted.
And it definitely does set up things that are like, oh, like here things are going to be happening in the movies, but I think it's also just not as bad because also at the end of the day they say like we're going to have a season 2, so don't worry, you know.
Yeah. The only one that's basically confirmed no season 2 is WandaVision. We don't really know what they're going to do with Winter Soldier, and we know that there's going to be a new Cat movie, which will continue his story.
I don't think we're getting a WandaVision 2.
No, they're not. They said, that's what I said. We're not. It's confirmed that there is no WandaVision season 2. I'm trying to think, has anything else come out besides What If?
No, which I've not seen outside of the first episode.
Oh, which is probably the weakest episode. It's one of the 2 weakest episodes.
I mean, like, yeah, I watched it, and it was like the one I was kind of really excited for because I wanted to see Captain Britain, essentially. But it's just
it's not Captain Britain.
It's also just a retelling of Captain America, but Peggy Carter is Captain America.
That's all.
It's like, and it's like, could you imagine like how different the Marvel universe would be if like a British woman was what won the war, and like how that would change the dynamics of like the history of like the Marvel U. And it's like, no, we're not going to actually do any of that. We're just going to like have a big tentacle monster at the end. It's like, okay.
I will tell you, everything comes back, and I'll leave it there.
That's what I heard. And the only other episode I have like zero interest in ever watching is the Marvel Zombies episode because I'm just so tired.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's worse than the comic, but it's
and I'm not a fan of the comic.
No, it's like the ones that I really liked was the Doctor Strange episode. I thought was awesome. The Avengers one. I think it's like, is it Avengers Disassembled or something? It's called.
Is it the one where they all die?
Well, yeah, I was trying not to spoil it for Silent.
I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, Avengers Disassembled is like the one where like the Vision dies, and Jack of Hearts dies, and
Yeah, I think
Rise of Rockin' dies.
I think that's what they call the episode, is like disassembled. And then the Killmonger episode I thought was fucking awesome.
Which is
and
like, what if Killmonger was the Black Panther?
no, it's not.
Ooh.
That's not what it is.
Okay.
It's what if Killmonger saved Tony Stark in the first Iron Man. And like,
Okay.
I can't. Explaining any war just like ruins the whole thing.
I
It's like,
still think my favorite episode is, and I'm going back through the list here. Party Thor made me laugh a lot.
that was cute. It was very. That was the odd one.
That was a good one. The Doctor Strange one was very good.
Yeah. All the ones that were
T'Challa-
like really emotionally dark were really good.
The T'Challa Star-Lord was really good.
I thought that one was, again, like, that was a lighthearted one. But they got all the voice actors. Like, literally everyone did that
Chadwick
episode.
crushed it.
Yeah, which he's in so many episodes. Like, he does, like, 4?
Yeah, he does way more than I expected.
Yeah, which is, like, sad to hear. Like, that's literally the last thing he did. And then, what's his name is awesome as the Watcher.
Jeffrey
Wright? Yeah.
Felix Leiter himself.
Yeah. I don't know. I really liked What If. I'm trying to think. I haven't watched if there's any other like comic TV shows that have come
I
out.
haven't watched the final season of Lucifer yet.
Oh, I did. It was really good. Literally, my wife watched like one episode. She's like, "Oh wait, I'm finishing this with you," and we watched them all together, and it was awesome. And Negasonic Teenage Warhead. It took me like 2 episodes to realize it was her.
I know she's in it. I just don't know who's who. So don't tell me.
Yeah, I won't say anything. She's not a character from the comics. She's a new character. But like, yeah, they do a lot of cool things, and it ends really, really well, I think, like, as a wrap-up for the show. Like, everybody gets a good
ending.
Yeah, and like, everything makes sense.
Okay.
And we're actually going to get
everyone will be watching.
show.
Everyone would be watching Lucifer, except they're watching Squid Games.
And I'm going to start it soon.
I will soon too. I actually do want to watch it.
Yeah, I like watched like the first like 15 minutes, and then I was like, asked my wife, like, "Did you want to watch this?" She was like, "Actually, yes." I was like, "I gotta stop it now."
Speaking of Netflix, the Bright anime movie.
I had like someone explain to me like the plot of Squid Game, and I was like, "Oh, it's gambling apocalypse kaiji."
Yeah, it's like Deadly Class, but like shit, like for shitheads, like.
Which, like, by the way, like, read or watch Gambling Apocalypse Kaiji. It's very, if you like Squid Game, it's very good. It's like essentially about like a guy who's like, you know, keeps on finding himself in like these like situations that are like gambling life and death games.
Okay.
But yeah, what was the anime you were talking about on Netflix?
Bright. The thing people were clamoring for was more stuff from the Bright.
Cop? Yeah, we got the anime Bright.
No.
Yeah, Bright Samurai Soul.
But it's not set in the Bright universe.
It is set in the Bright universe. It's set in Japan's Meiji Restoration.
Oh my god! So it's orcs with samurai orcs.
It's samurai orcs, and it is from the director of Your Lie in April.
I don't know what that is.
It's an anime. I had to watch it recently for Gay Crashers. Go listen to that episode.
Yeah, I've actually.
Your Lie in April's bad, actually.
I mean, it's sad. I liked it, but it's very sad.
I think it's very manipulative and like.
It's not like Goblin Hunter, right?
No.
Fuck that
show. Lou is about a piano competition.
I don't.
It's about a guy who was emotionally abused as a child, and he's like a piano prodigy who, like, later in life ends up like having this connection with this girl, like
who's quirky and outgoing.
Who's like
what is
ill.
It? So Pixie, what's the trope?
Yeah, but and so this show is like 24 episodes long, right? And like, it just has like all the anime tropes where it's like there's this tsundere girl who's into the main character, but she can't like let her feelings know, so she like beats him up and like kicks him, and I'm like, you know, this doesn't work for a character who's been emotionally and physically abused. Like, it's just totally off. And the girl, like the storyline between him and the terminally ill girl, it's like almost completely dropped at one point, so he can like take care of this other girl who's like practicing for a like piano competition, and they do like 5 episodes of that, which is like honestly the best part about the entire show. And then they go back and they're like, oh wait, didn't we have like this girl who like we had this emotional connection with? We should probably go back to that story. It's like such a mess. Like I like, and I get like why it's popular and why kids like it so much, because it's like,
I was gonna say that was my real first slice of life kind of anime. 'Cause I don't ever watch that kind of stuff, and I liked it.
Slice of life is like, I don't know, it's so hard for me to get into.
Same with me, but like we had to watch it for Gate Crashers, and
Yeah.
I watched all the episodes for the episode. I watched all of the series for the episode, and it was fine. I liked it.
The only one I've ever liked was Great Teacher Onizuka.
Anyway,
Yeah.
back to Bright Samurai Soul. Yeah, this exists. It came out on the 12th. It is 80 minutes, and Simu Liu's in it.
there's like something with the animation. I can't put my finger on it.
Is it like the Castlevania ones?
No, it looks like Batman Ninja.
It's like almost rotoscope.
Have you seen Batman?
But I don't think it's
Ninja?
rotoscope.
I have
Silo,
not.
have you seen Batman Ninja? Have any of you?
No.
No, but I want to.
Batman Ninja has a very similar animation style to this.
I did watch Red Sun, which was fine. I watched it the other day.
Did you watch Apocalypse Dark?
Wait, that was the last movie, right?
In that continuity, yeah.
Yes, yeah. I've watched everything in that continuity. I haven't watched any. Red Sun was the first of the new stuff.
Oh, so you haven't seen Superman, Man of Tomorrow?
No.
Okay, that was good.
Red Sun was fine. I feel like it kind of got soft in some spots, weirdly. I mean, they cut off the whole epilogue, which I was like, oh, that's goofy. Like, that's such a fun...
Both Long Halloween parts are on there now.
Yeah, I looked at them. I clicked on and I watched, like, the first half, because I didn't realize it's, like, some weird, like, mini anthology. The Death in the Family thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, the first part is literally, like, a re-edit of Under the Red Hood. And I was like, wait, is this going to do anything different? And it's literally like, wait, this looks like the same animation. I'm like, oh, they just edited this? But the second one is really fun because it's Sergeant Rock, but it's basically Sergeant Rock and the, what are they? The...
Howling whatever?
No, they're not the Howling Command. They're the Creature Commandos.
Okay.
It's like Sergeant Rock, a Frankenstein, a vampire, and a werewolf fighting Nazis.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. You really haven't missed anything of the new stuff. Just Man of Tomorrow, Justice Society, and the Batman adaptations.
Yeah. To jump back, though, I've watched 4 of the 5 live-action Kenshin movies.
Man, I heard those were dope.
I will say, so there's the 3 movies that cover parts of the TV show, and then the 2 newer movies, which are on Netflix, cover, like, the mini-movies, the OVAs they did. There is a definite quality difference in those 2, and way better writing. Because I watched the first one. I haven't watched that. The last one I haven't watched is the ending one. I really hate what they did with the, like, Shishi Osaka, story-wise. The fighting is cool, for the most part, but, like, the story, like, they butcher the characters. Like, Sanosuke is, like, just a comedy character, and Kaoru and Yahiko do nothing.
Oh, speaking of things I did watch while we were on our break, I did watch season 3 of Young Justice.
Ooh.
And season 4 is coming soon. We're probably getting more info tomorrow.
Yeah, I really liked season 3 and what they did.
We're probably getting more info tomorrow on Phantoms.
It's funny how that season 3 really mirrored, I think, was season 2 or 3 of Black Lightning, the live action show. Have a lot of similar things going on because they're both basically 2 like mini outsiders stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. I did watch the first episode of Demon Hunter, and I was not immediately hooked.
Demon Slayer,
that one.
So I had friends who watched this at the same thing. It starts to pick up slowly, and then once you meet the other 2 main characters, the guy with the boar's head and the yellow guy, the guy with the yellow hair and the yellow cloak, it gets a lot better.
Zenitsu and Inosuke.
I love Inosuke.
Yeah. I recently just picked up, or like my sister got into the show, so I watched it finally, and I haven't watched the movie yet. But yeah, it's I really
You
like
can
the
watch the movie, or you can just watch the 7 miniseries adaptation of that movie.
I probably,
Yeah. I like because
but yeah, I like. I really like the character designs a lot, and I think the action is pretty great. But yeah, like the story is like kind of like pretty like yeah, like it's like okay, it's like nothing to like really kind of write home about. But I think like what really does elevate the show is um uh,
The
it's like kind of
animation.
really well. No, I think it's really kind of nice that like you don't have like a shonen hero a lot of times for kind. Like that's their defining character trait. And
Yeah.
Tanjiro is a very kind character.
He's got a pure soul.
And I really think that's like a pretty cool like thing to separate him from like a Goku or a Naruto or an Ichigo.
Or
You
a
know?
Deku.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Goku's kind of the odd one because he's not a kid, unless you're talking about like Dragon Ball.
Goku's
Sure. I mean,
Goku's also a terrible person because he's an awful father.
I mean, like I'm talking as like the heroic figure of like your shonen anime.
Well, yeah, I guess, but like, whoever is like for the ones that are like the teenage aged, he definitely seems different. Like, because Midoriya's more like doofy and like hyper. They're all like nice, but like his first character trait is that he's a dork, and like
Ichigo is not
Naruto's.
nice. Ichigo
What's
is a
up?
dick. Ichigo
Oh no,
Kurosaki is a real dickhead.
He's Ichigo's like character trait is emo. Uh, he's emo as fuck, and then Naruto is that like just needing to be attention, like class clown.
Naruto believes it.
Yeah.
But I wish I really kind of wish they would do more with Nezuko because I feel like they set her up for being like a hybrid of like of like of like kind of like a damsel type character who could also like
I will just
they-
say this: she does get more to do, and there's hints at her powers coming up in that first season.
it's not in that first season I watched it. Like they have her fight sometimes, but like
No,
The
there's, like,
sister
a bit-
you're talking about, right?
yeah, Nezuko. But there are like parts with like Zenitsu and Inosuke and Kenjiro like having like a fighting arc, and it's like, oh, and while this is happening, Nezuko is sleeping for a whole year. It's like, okay,
I will
well,
admit the movie she doesn't get much to do. Even Zenitsu doesn't get much to do in the movie either. It's mainly Tanjiro and Inosuke as
but I
well.
don't, but I don't expect Zenitsu to do much anyways, because his whole entire character trait is he's a very cowardly boy.
Not only is he cowardly, he's horny.
See,
Yeah.
I was gonna say like the show that I really liked, and I think it was Sean or Joe from Movie Dumpster like kept talking about it. Was Black Clover, and
That's probably Sean.
yeah, and it's definitely a shonen show. Like it's like a teenage hero. But like their treatment of their like female characters in general, but especially their female lead, like she is like a 1B character throughout the show. And it's like she is the character who really likes the main character, but she's also like she's nobility, so she like it's like no, I can't actually feel that way because I'm noble and he's an orphan or something. But like they do a good job of like her character growth and showing like at many times like oh he's getting the shit kicked out of him, and then like that spurs her on like her Goku moment of like powering up, as opposed to it being the other way around sometimes. Usually with like oh this happens and then like the guy gets the power up.
I will say it is funny that the voice of Inosuke is Aaron Yeager from Attack on Titan.
That is another show I tried and could not get into. I watched the first season.
Fair.
Watched this one also, and I was like, this ain't for me.
I did that to Tokyo Ghoul. I watched the thing and I was like, I don't get it.
Tokyo Ghoul is one that just never really grabbed me. Neither is Mob Psycho 100, even though I know it's Trigger, I think, is doing that one.
Oh, fuck, Mob Psycho 100 is so good.
And,
Is
like,
it? Okay, I'll give it another shot.
I think Mob Psycho 100 is actually incredible.
All right, maybe I'll give it a shot again. But
Like, I think the animation in that show is just so good throughout it. I love Mob as like a main character. I think Reagan as like a mentor is super great. Yeah, like that show. I think I can't wait for season 3. But yeah, Mob Psycho is not done by Trigger. Mob Psycho is done by a different studio.
I will say, speaking of Trigger, though, I did watch Promare over the time we've been away.
That show's good.
Promare is fucking wild. Holy shit.
Don't know that show.
It's a movie.
It's Trigger's like first movie. And yeah, it's about like there's like a group of people who like one day like all like manifest like these fire powers, and they're deemed the Burnish, and there's like laws to then like to capture the Burnish because they're destroying everything. So then you have like these like firefighters who are like basically like get like mechs and shit to like fight people who have like fire powers. It's
and
great.
the main firefighter is the most anime protagonist to ever animate. It's almost a parody.
Because he looks like Kamina. Like,
not even Kamina. He acts like an anime protagonist.
He acts like Kamina. Like he's brash. He's full of himself.
He's
like,
over the top.
Yeah. And then Leo Fautier is like the leader of the Burnish, and he's like this beautiful boy, and he's great, and he rides around a fucking motorcycle made out of fire.
Oh, I'm trying to think. The only other things I've watched, because it's one of the things that's easy to watch with a baby, because if I have to put music on, I could read subtitles and not lose too much. I guess I would lose like the music. I watched the third season after years and years of Log Horizon came out, and it was short and disappointing. And I've been watching a lot of lighter stuff, like Reincarnated as a Slime.
I heard that's good.
It's really fun. They just finished, I think, season 2. Go ahead. Oh no, it's very much like light isekai trash, but like that's been my mood for the last year. Is like, give me isekai trash, then it takes me 3 episodes to be like, oh shit, this is like a harem horny show. I did not realize that.
Yeah, I just finished the latest season, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Dragon Maid, yeah, I've seen them. Like,
it's really good. Like, I think it's better than the first season. And this is like the first show from them since The Fire, where like like that's like a handful died.
That was like 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, but like the director for Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid like perished in that fire too, so it's like they have like a new director and stuff. But I really like the new main character, or like one of the new main characters that they introduced. I think she's really fun, and she has like a human companion and I really like their relationship together. And yeah, it's just like a really great, like heartwarming, funny, well animated, like show that you could just like I was just like watching it weekly, and I don't watch a whole lot of like weekly anime. The only anime I'm watching this season is let me look it up while I get the.
That definitely sounds like a show I can get into, because I can't. It's like, what's my worry about like Demon Hunter or whatever? Is it Demon Hunter or Demon Slayer?
Demon Slayer.
I was just like, is this gonna be like really dark and edgy? Because I really like Attack on Titan and stuff. Is it
Demon Slayer? Yes, it's.
See, like, I don't want.
Wait. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Goblin Slayer.
No. Fuck
Demon Slayer is like it's got a bite to it. But,
Goblin Slayer is like I heard, because in school that I'm teaching, I was asked to advise as a teacher a new club, which is the Cosplay Club, and like just one of the kids was talking about Goblin Slayer. It's like, I didn't like their terms. Like, why? I'm like, I lived through the '90s comics. I don't need that.
Yeah, Demon Slayer is. Not
it seems more shonen. Like,
yeah, it's not super dark. It has like dark moments to it. But like I
guess like if I don't want to watch a show that has any rape in it.
It has no rape in it. But yeah. I will say that like I like noticed that by and large women have the most fucked up deaths in that series. Like all the dude characters, like they get like their head cut off, or it's like something super quick. They let women kind of agonize for a little bit before they kill them, and like I was like, man, there's some like horror vibes to this shit.
I wonder if that's like a culture thing.
I think it's like a thing to like try and manipulate, like, because like, again, like the show is made for like a young boy audience, and like how do you make and how do you like gain sympathy, or like you want the hero to succeed? It's like, let's like have like a lady get fucked up, and that'll be like the way that we get our hero to
so they're just fridging everybody.
But like there's also just like a lot of moments where like Inosuke is super funny. I fucking love him. He's basically like Ryoga
Inosuke is
from Drama Wonderland.
insane. Inosuke is insane, and I love it.
Is that the pig head?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I love him. I love that like he takes off his helmet and he's like this beautiful man, and everyone's just like, "Oh my god, you're beautiful." It's like, why do you wear that helmet? He's like, because he's like, because I want to, and he just wants to fight all the time. And then he's doing like he's like the scaredy cat who's also horny on main, but like it's not overly annoying. Like I really love the bit where
He was. I like the bit where he was mad that it's what is it that Tanjiro and Inosuke were all sad because they were with the women all day and they were getting hurt, but he's like,
because he had to like, because they were training all day, and he was just like, oh my, he sees them come back and they're all tired, and then he sees what they've been doing, and they've been hanging around like with the girls all day, like training, and he's like, how dare you? Why did you tell me you guys are having fun?
So the voice actor put the behind the scenes of him recording that scene, and it's kind of amazing. Also, I feel so bad for his voice.
Yeah, he has. And there's like 2 outburst scenes in that series, and they're both great.
He outbursts so much, but no, Zenitsu and Inosuke are the best characters on that show.
All right, maybe I'm gonna stick with it for a bit.
The one anime I'm watching this season is Ganbare Doki-chan, which is it's on Crunchyroll, and each episode's like 5 minutes long, so it's just like the perfect amount of just like time to waste on a show for me. And I know of it because we publish a book called Black Tight, and that's like a curation of art from a bunch of different artists, but it's curated by this guy named Yam, who has like a webcomic about like these like women in like this office setting all crushing on their senpai. And like, and this is what that show is. It's like an adaptation of that webcomic. And yeah, each episode's like 5 minutes long, and it's really cute and funny, and the reactions of like certain characters are just like really good. And it's like it's it's got an edgy bent to it. But it's good. It's really fun.
So I don't have one. I'm just been trying to watch all these horror like movies and stuff like that. But my next one will be either finishing Cowboy Bebop or watching Jujutsu Kaisen.
Watch Cowboy Bebop first.
Oh man, we should probably talk about the Cowboy Bebop live action.
Yeah, well, it comes out when?
November 19th, I think.
Yeah, is it a show or a movie?
Show.
It's show.
Okay, so I'll be watching that in like a day.
That's cool though that they got the original Japanese dub cast to come back for the live action dub.
Which is like really funny when they said that, because it's like I don't know if I have ever watched Cowboy Bebop dub.
I have subbed. No, I've only watched the dub because it's so iconic.
Yeah, the dub is like perfect.
I will say the fucking blanking right now on the name. The costumes in this show are holy shit.
Oh, they're perfect.
I think they look a little cosplay, but like I think that's like kind of fine,
Well, it's also like most of the stuff we've seen is like stills and like very little movement stuff.
Yeah,
it'll look different in the show.
Well,
I can't believe what's his name looks so good as Spike though.
Sure, but like I also like I got the feeling that I thought they were going to play it more straight, because like a lot of the characters that they announced at this point were like Vicious and Julia, and so they were going to basically they're like, okay, we're just going to do an adaptation of like that
the ending, like the last couple.
Yeah. And I didn't think that they would touch on like Mushroom Samba and like Poison in the Attic and stuff, but like Pierre LaFou is like in the fucking trailer or like the opening for the series. It's like you guys are going to adapt that episode, like wild.
I can see them maybe just doing a bunch of them, just like little tweaks to it. But like I can see them doing a lot of the episodes, like the goofy ones, as like filler, like not filler, but like kind of connective tissue to like build out the characters.
Also, getting Yoko Kanno to come back as composer was nice. I was very happy about that because that music's iconic in the entire series.
Oh, I listen to it like all the time.
But yeah, like some of the other things that are in the trailer, in that opening credits is like you have the couple from the Bloody Eye episode. You have like the Afro kung fu guy who's like also like a
the Kung Fu Samurai bounty hunter.
Bounty hunter from Mushroom Samba, like is in the trailer. Like Big Shot is in the trailer. I love that Big Shot is gonna be in it. They have like the jazz scene, so they're probably gonna do the like. I'm kind of wondering how they'll handle like that character, but they also have like the Tower of TVs from Brain Scratch, so it's neat. Like the only thing I think is like very much missing from that opening is a very lack of Ed, and I've heard Ed is in the show, but it seems that it seems weird that Ed's not in the opening credits.
I think so. The first season is 10 episodes. I think he's showing up at the end of the last episode.
Sure, but like
that's I don't know. Like
Pierre LaFou is like a late game episode.
I'm trying to think. I wonder if they just want to hide the look a bit more, like because that I'm trying to dance around since John Scott's never seen the show. Yeah. One of the things. So like I'm wondering if that's why we wouldn't see as much up front. Because of like those who have watched the show, like who that character is. Because that character is so fun.
Yeah, I mean like I don't think it's like a spoiler to like basically be like, hey, there's like a young child that joins the group who is gender fluid of some kind.
Yeah, like non-binary, yeah. Something like that, yeah. Well, it's because, it's very early on, like, those terms wouldn't have existed. I don't know, I can see reasons why to kind of hide that character more than the other ones. Ed's also not as intrinsically involved in, like, the overall plot. They're just kind of there for comedy most of the time. Because I'm trying to think, like, what are the big Ed-centric episodes besides, like, the Ed episode with, like, the bounty?
I'm thinking of the, oh no, it's not Ed, it's this, Spike and Ein. I was thinking of the virus episode, the last one I watched.
Yeah, there's, like, a specifically, like, Ed episode, but, like, that's one of the, I think it's, like, the 4th or 5th to last episode, is, like, super Ed-centric. And then, like, the mushroom hunting episode.
Yeah, there's Mushroom Samba. There's Toys in the Attic, which is like kind of a Ed episode along with Spike, where the creature on the ship and everyone's getting sick.
Yes. Yeah, all of Ed's episodes are everyone else is incapacitated, so Ed has to do all the stuff, and Ed's the biggest fuck up, so...
Well, no, I think it was Spike and Ein. Ed was, like, sleeping.
I don't remember.
Ed doesn't try and help destroy the thing.
I haven't seen.
Yeah. Also, in the trailer they have the teddy bear, so they're doing Teddy Bomber, and so we'll get Cowboy Andy.
I'm gonna rewatch this show before the new show comes out. So it's only the original show's like 20 episodes or
26.
less. Yeah,
26.
So,
and one movie.
That movie is awesome though. I love that movie.
There's like a clip that was like going around that uses the scene from Cowboy Bebop, the movie, where he's like fighting the cop, and it's like really funny. I'll throw it in the chat.
The only part I've seen in that movie is when he goes into the convenience store during a robbery.
That's the opening.
Yeah, and he's just like, "Excuse me, Jay, you said 4 guys. You said 3 guys, not 4."
The movie is very fun. Trying to think of what else kind of big stories. I have not seen Star Wars Visions because I forgot it was a thing.
Oh, so good.
I've only seen one episode of it.
So fucking good.
And it was the twins the Trigger episode.
Because
It
it's
made
like
me
an
sad.
anthology thing,
Trigger
right?
does like more than one. There's a good many. Also, unlike very unpopular opinion, I like Tatooine Rhapsody. It's fun.
Sorry, I'm watching the clip that you sent, John. I have seen that. That's very funny.
But there's an episode where there's just this former Padawan who escapes the 66, and he just gets found by a musician, and they start a rock band together. And
so is it like the Animatrix but Star Wars?
it's like yeah, pretty much.
It's an anthology series, right?
Pretty much.
Okay, that's fun. I will check it out. It's just, time. There's so many things.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
like 15 minutes each.
I hear the dubbing
Ronin.
the dubbing on the twins is pretty bad, and I hear that's a constant thing throughout it, is that if you were to watch it subbed, because the dubbing is not great.
I will say this, I didn't mind the dubbing on a lot of them. I will say for episodes that are a little more exaggerated, the dubbing isn't good. Like Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, he's not good.
He's not an anime dubber. Oh boy. Allison
I
Brie, maybe. But there's the Tatooine Rhapsody, requires like a song, and it's the most anime song ever. Joseph Gordon-Levitt singing it.
Yeah, that's the clip I saw, and I thought it was not great.
No, but I did like the fact that Jabba's just there vibing. Like literally, there's a shot of Jabba just like wagging it, bobbing his tail to the beat. I'm like, Jabba's out here vibing right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Is there anything else you guys have watched or stuff, or before we move on to actual comic books?
I
feel like
Venom, I watched Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage. It is not as good as you want it to be.
No,
but it's 90 minutes long, so it's a quick.
I heard it's more of the same.
Yes,
it is more the same. And it's just the last fight is better than the fight in the last one, but
because they're two different colors, so you can tell the difference now.
It's not just that; it's just like a lot more exciting to watch. But yeah, it feels like there's like a lot of stuff they cut from that film, and I don't know like why, but like I guess like also just make it end as soon as possible.
Yeah, I heard Shriek is really weird in the movie, like her presence.
Yeah, because they call her a fucking mutant in that movie.
Okay.
And I'm like, I was like, that can't be that can't be intentional. But like at the same time, it's like, why would she be the first mutant to be introduced into because I don't know if you guys heard the big spoiler.
Yeah, I
know.
Yeah.
It looks like things are coming together. And also it was like kind of more apparent to me like watching Venom, where I'm just like, he needs to get that white spider on his chest.
It breaks up the CGI mess that is his body.
Yeah, but I mean, like I still think the best part about that movie is still Tom Hardy and Tom Hardy Venom, and them bouncing off each other. And I actually also don't mind the woman who's like his ex, like she gets the Venom suit for a little bit. And it's kind of
Michelle Williams.
Yes, but it's not as fun.
It's not as fun. But yeah, it's like literally like a movie. The use of the word fuck is really funny. I laughed really loud. But then I also watched Muppets Haunted Mansion.
Oh, was that good?
And it's fun. It's really fun. And I don't know Haunted Mansion lore. Like I don't know the characters or the storyline behind it.
You've never seen the Eddie Murphy movie?
I mean, no. But
nobody
has.
has.
But I know like the ride. But I know the ride has its own lore. Like there's comics about the Haunted Mansion, and there's like established character lore to it. So there's probably like things that like characters that do show up in it that are like lore specific. But yeah, it's like really fun. Will Arnett is like one of the main characters of it, and he's great. They have a new voice actor for Kermit the Frog, and it's not good. Like
they had that new voice actor for that Muppet show they were doing when Disney first launched Disney Plus. Muppets Now, I believe the show was called. Yeah, no, he's.
It's like your uncle trying to do a Kermit impression.
It's a copy of a copy of a copy.
Yeah.
It's like even Seth MacFarlane's like, no.
But other than that, like I think it's like a really fun thing, and it's like honestly, like I'll be like completely okay if this is just like what they want to do with the Muppets for a while, where they're just like, let's do like Muppets, fucking Jungle Cruise. Let's do Muppets, whatever. Like, what property do we have? Like, I would much rather see a Muppets Home Alone than that Home Alone that they like showed off the other day.
You mean Home Alone again, which is what that was?
Which I mean is inherently the problem of every sequel to Home Alone. It's
minus the first sequel. Home Alone 2 is a good movie. How dare you?
But I mean, it's like the same kind of thing, though, right? It's like like the kid gets lost and away from his parents, and then he has to booby trap a thing to like stop a couple robbers. Except for like the sequel works because you like Daniel Stern and Joe Pesci.
Yes, the sequel works because how you bring those two guys back with their chemistry.
And you also have Tim Curry in it, who's
I was gonna say, don't forget the best actor in the movie, the true villain.
Are you talking about?
Get down on your knees and tell me, oh boy, I'm gonna watch the new Home Alone. I'm not looking forward to it. It's just going to be something I watch while I am decorating my house for Christmas.
And I think it's just so weird because
care.
Like the villain, like the quote unquote villains don't even seem like villains. They they just seem like people who are down on their luck who need to like rob a house to.
Well, that's because in 2021 you can't having a child go up against two adult criminals in a movie is very upsetting and odd.
But that's what makes Home Alone so memorable.
Yes, but that's why it's a movie of
this
that
movie
era.
is nothing for the excuse of Disney being like, we own Fox now. Look what we can do with it.
That's why you don't remember Home Alone 3 and 4.
I do remember Home Alone 4 because
I remember Home Alone 3.
I remember Home Alone 3. I don't remember
Home Alone 3 the one with the race car that has a nuclear warhead in it?
Yes.
Yes.
Also,
Home Alone 4 is where they have what's his name is trying to pretend to be Joe Pesci.
No, he's trying to pretend to be Daniel Stern, and 4 is the one that fucks up continuity. Also,
3 has nothing to do with anything. It's just a whole new kid.
I am just now discovering there is a Home Alone 5 that came out in 2012.
But has anybody watched the Mighty Ducks show? Because I don't know anybody.
I have. That show slaps.
Yeah, I thought it was great. Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun.
I'm shocked. Maybe I'll have to give it a try.
That show got picked up for a season 2, and hell fucking yeah.
Oh, did it?
It's funny to think about that first movie. This is a child's movie. And how do you guys remember how the first Mighty Ducks opens? Why he becomes their coach?
Yeah, because he got a drunk at driving accident.
Yeah, he gets a DUI and that's his community service as being a hockey coach. That is how a children's movie starts.
I mean,
it's the 90s.
Iron the whole entire new phase of Marvel started because the guy gets captured by terrorists and is tortured for months.
But yeah, no, that Mighty Ducks show, the episode where a lot of the original Ducks come back is one. It's that's how you do nostalgia.
Well, I'm trying to think. Only 2 of them are still really acting, right?
A lot of them are acting.
Well, what's his name is Foggy Nelson, and
then the other girl was from
and the main kid is Joshua Jackson, right?
No, then the girl Connie, she was in Wet Hot American Summer.
Oh, okay.
She's been in a bunch of stuff since then. She's on Smallville.
Oh, who's she in Smallville? You're shocking me.
Carrie Castle in the drone episode.
That sounds like a Smallville name.
Yeah, I don't remember.
She's still acting to this day, but she just came back for Mighty Ducks. They just were trying to get Joshua Jackson, and the time ran out. The only one who isn't
is Goldberg because he's fucking in jail or on meth or something.
Well, no, Goldberg actually apparently got clean.
Oh, okay.
Which I was happy about. But
yeah, I'm sure there's no way they were letting him.
But yeah, no, Lauren Graham on that show is really good. The kid who plays her son was in that movie, Good Boys.
Okay, I wanted to see that movie. Then I was like, I don't know. That's the one with
it's not the greatest, but he was good. But yeah, no, I would highly recommend the Mighty Ducks show. It's very, very good. Way better than it should be.
Yeah, I don't know. There's like nothing else. Or is there anything else you guys are watching? Because I haven't actually read a couple comics.
We can go to comics.
Yeah, really the only comic I did was I finished the original Boom Studios Power Rangers run, but
Oh, I never finished it. I think I read all the Lord Dakin stuff and then I stopped.
and then I'm actually getting out my iPad right now, so I'm gonna figure out what I did read while the time was gone because I think I read quite a bit.
I'm mostly all the way caught up on the X-Men, which I'm really sad that this is going to be the Hickman's leaving after Inferno, which the first issue came out, I think, last week or this week, which was very interesting. Because first issue, it's literally like, it's really long too, the first issue, and it's just basically like, oh, they finally are going to go talk to, spoilers, like Moira, and like she's like, well, you guys never fucking listen to me, you guys are assholes. I want you to like go and destroy all DNA of Destiny so that she could never be resurrected and off Mystique. And literally, like Xavier and Magneto go back and they're like, all right, we're gonna do this thing. We're gonna elect someone new. Mystique's like, oh, I have someone I want. I want to suggest, and Destiny just walks out. And I cannot wait to see what Hickman's gonna do with this book. It's fucking so rad. But most of the X-Men books have been really fun, although a couple of them ended, which was kind of sucky. Some of the ones I liked.
Big news actually last week from New York Comic Con, Saga's coming back.
Yeah, I heard that, yeah. That's awesome.
Fucking finally.
Yeah. The only other book I've been reading is like, I've actually like kind of really liked that Keanu book, Berserker or whatever it's called, Berserk.
Oh, really?
It like, the first issue is like, oh, he's just Wolverine, and I think they're up to issue 4. It's like, oh no, this is like a book where it's like, it's closer to like Powers in his origin in many ways, but it's like got a little bit of mythology, and he's been around since caveman times, and he's like part god or something.
He's Vandal Savage.
No, his origin's like really interesting because it's like his tribe is getting fucked up, so they like the mom goes to pray in a cave for like guidance from the gods, and like a god has sex with her, and then she has him, and the dad just uses him as like a weapon and like killing all these tribes and stuff like that, and he's just like eventually he just can't like turn off his berserker thing, but he not only can he recover from pretty much any injury, he has all of his memories and like of all the time that he has lived. And it's really like half the book is like a psychiatrist like talking to him, like doing memory regression. But it's got like a lot more mythology stuff, and like I don't know, it's deeper than I thought it was going to be. And I could see why someone would take this idea and be like, oh, this would be an interesting TV show. A very high budgeted TV show would need to be, but like I could see why they were already trying to ink a deal for Netflix. Otherwise, I've been trying to read. I have this Walt Simonson Thor omnibus. I've been trying to read through that, and it's fucking awesome. Siler, have you been reading anything recently?
I got caught up on Spy Family, so now I'm like waiting every 2 weeks for a new chapter. But that book is still like really fun on the Shonen Jump app, and yeah, it's just it's like Mr. and Mrs. Smith kind of like a story about this like a world where this country has been kind of like war torn, and like there's like spies on like both sides. This kind of really famous spy named Twilight is tasked to infiltrate like this school and murder the like this guy who's like very high up within the like within the country's hierarchy. And the way he has to do is he has to like find a family to like get into this prestigious school. And so he ends up finding like this woman to be like his fake wife, who also happens to be like a really like famous like spy in her own right. And they end up adopting this girl who what's like the word, like she's like telekinetic, or like she can like read people's minds.
She's psychic.
She's psychic. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, she knows like the true identities of like the two characters, but like the adults don't know that each other is actually a spy, and she's like, but like she's also like pretty precocious and like funny, and she uses like her psychic abilities to read people's minds, but she's still like a 5-year-old, so she just like sometimes like when she reads people's minds, she just can't comprehend like what they're kind of talking about sometimes.
Oh, this sounds fun. I definitely need you to send me the name of this.
It's on the Shonen Jump app. They also adopt a dog named Bond, who can see the future, but like the only one who can like read his mind is the girl.
That's funny.
So yeah, like the current arc is like them on like this cruise ship, and it's like really good. Like the action gets better and better as it goes on. It's really funny. The outfits and the character designs are like super good. They're gonna have like an anime adaptation of it next year. But it's really good. It's about 50 chapters in right now. And I'm also, just continuing to plow through One Piece. I think I'm halfway through Punk Hazard, so that's like about 600 chapters in. So I'm still like 400 chapters behind, but
So you'll get there.
it's it's a journey. You feel like you're part of the crew, but like I mean, it's One Piece. It's still good. The last arc I think is one of the weaker arcs of the series. It's like the Fishman Island arc, and I think it's just mainly because Horty Jones is like one of the worst villains they've had in the show so far. I don't know if it's as bad as I don't think it's as bad as Skypiea. I think Skypiea is still like the bottom rung of just bad One Piece stories, but for them, helps that the rest of the series is great, and Skypiea immediately comes after like you have the Alabaster arc, and then you have Eni's Lobby, and then you have Impel Down, and so it's just like this murderous row of like, oh, great stories, and I've heard like Punk Hazard is like pretty okay, and then the stuff like afterwards with the whole cake arc is really great. So just kind of
Awesome.
like waiting to get to the better stuff.
Yeah, it's just that number is so daunting. I've only started that with one show, and then I quit like 2 seasons in.
Yeah.
Which was it Detective Conan? What is that?
Oh, Case Closed though I think is great. Same with like.
Oh, it's great. And I'm sure One Piece is great. It's like, but Case Closed is like 1,000 episodes or something insane. I don't even know if it's over now.
No, Case Closed is still going on. But the thing about Case Closed is that it's there's like a story to it, but like the story is not the important part. Like
at this point, he would have aged back into his original age.
Sure, but like that show is basically like about the episode or two mystery, and it's like,
oh yeah, it's a procedural in an anime.
Yeah, One Piece is like 1,000 chapters, and it's all telling like this big major story. But like, I think like what helps it over something like Bleach, which is like the one I like. That's like the other long
Bleach is 75% filler.
Well, it's also 75% bad. Like, and that's not to say like it's bad because it's filler. I'm saying that even the main story is bad.
Oh yeah, the main story has lots of problems, and then the ending is so rushed.
Yeah.
Which,
I
hate the ending.
I think people who try to defend Bleach I don't know what you're doing, man. Like
however, we do like the Bleach movie, which you can go listen to as part of our commentary track.
Yeah,
and I'll say like Bleach. The problem is Bleach has an awesome concept, and it works really well in the beginning. Like the first 2 arcs are good, and then they just they literally repeat the second arc twice.
Yeah. Yes. Like
with
exactly.
Lots of filler in between.
And so you can't tell me like you do like X amount of chapters, like you're in like the was it like chapter 600 of the book or whatever, and like your last 2 arcs are the same exact as the previous arc, and then you spin this tale like, well, I wasn't ready, or like they made me rush the ending. I'm like, I don't think you had an ending. Like,
no,
it's like
the only ending he had was, which was very obvious from the jump, is that Ichigo was going to be all the things. That was the only idea I
oh god, and Ichigo fucking sucked, man. Like he's easily the worst of like that era. Like I'm not even a Naruto guy, and I would rather like I think Naruto is a better character than Ichigo because at least like Naruto has like
Character development.
well, not only just development, but like he has like there's characters around him that uplift him that like because like
Well,
Bleach
also
had that, but like they're so
they get rid of them.
inconsequential.
They go away really quickly.
Yes.
The other thing is like, at least in Naruto's case, if you don't like him, it's like, well, technically he was like kind of his parents' side, and the village just threw him into an apartment, and who raised him?
Yeah, man. God,
Like,
man.
have they ever explained how Naruto is alive when the show starts? Like, who's giving him food? Do people just chuck ramen at a door? Like,
Yeah, I do not get like people to this day who try and defend Bleach as like a competent series.
no, it's like, and again, there's lots of cool ideas, and they just don't go. Like, one of my favorite characters, like interesting wise, doesn't really get explored, and that's like the crazy scientist guy. They like hint at like what he looks like under all that, and then they never address any of it.
Yeah, because they introduce like 50 new characters every arc. Like they'll be like characters you like out of the core cast, and then they kind of almost didn't matter at the end of Soul Society because at the end of Soul Society they introduced like 50 new characters. And then they do the
next
Rancor
one,
arc, and they introduce 50 more, and
then after
like
that,
the character.
then you have the half Ankar people, and that's another 25 people they introduce.
Oh my god! And the Rancors ended up not even mattering in the end. Like they have like
No,
the one they were building up as being
useless.
like kind of like a big character, and he fucking dies. Not even at the end of the arc. He dies like halfway into the arc, and you're just like,
the
what?
Jaguar guy, Grimjaw, yeah,
Grimjaw.
the one everyone got horny for. Yeah, he matters. He's a sub boss, and the boss isn't even like it. It's so annoying because like none of them matter. They all end up being jobbers for once again the Shinigami, like that we've been following, and that's the only people that matter.
And like there's like that bit where like halfway in the series, or like maybe 60% in the series, where Ichigo loses his powers, and they like kind of are like setting up that maybe like his sisters are going to become the main characters. And I'm like, man, that's like oddly progressive for like a shonen anime in like 2009. Like that's really cool. And then it was like 2 episodes, Ichigo gets his powers back.
Hey, you're saying the show where one of these small children, it basically becomes the mom of the household, is not progressive?
No, like I mean, but like they set up like very early that his sisters can also see ghosts.
Well, the older one, and they have like their human team with like her. What's it? The mustache guy that has the TV show.
Don Kionji.
Yeah.
Which is like honestly the best thing about the show. Like they have like those filler episodes of them being like Power Rangers and shit.
Well, that's and that's not the filler I'm referring to. The filler I'm referring to is they do arcs of filler.
Oh god, that shit is so bad. Like they introduce like those beings that are like Khan, but they're way more annoying.
Oh yeah, the ninja one. And then they're a turtle, and I don't even know what the other stuffed animal is. And their explanation is they're like not souls; they're like artificial souls, I think.
Yeah.
Which I don't even. How does like the concept of Soul Society is like never explained? Like, is it an actual separate place and those people have kids, or do you die and go there? And then if you're a soul, you have kids? Like, they don't explain any of that. Like, I don't know.
I think they do. I just totally forgot.
I think they say like 3 words and hand wave it away. Like, don't think about it. We won't be here long.
Because Ichigo's dad
is a Soul Reaver.
It's a Soul Reaver, and his mom
is a Quincy.
It's a Quincy. Fuck the Quincy's. Fuck them. Oh my god. Let's get off Bleach because I don't want to be here all night talking about Bleach.
No, you talking about Bleach woke me up, but like, yeah, I am crashing hard.
Yeah.
Bleach will do that to you.
Oh man.
You're also not used to these late nights anymore, there, Lou.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was going to say, if you're gonna watch a shonen thing, I really fell in love with Black Clover. I thought it was really fun. It's like martial arts and like magical shit.
Naruto, right?
No, it's like it's different because the whole thing is the main character. It's a world where everyone can use magic except for our main character. And his magic is that he busts his ass and he works out. and he's mega ripped.
Hey, that's not Black Clover. That's like there's like a new Shonen Jump series that's like that.
Yeah, it's called Black Clover.
No, what's the manga that they just debuted? It's like relatively new.
Yeah, his whole thing is like he has anti-magic. That's what he ends up getting.
Mashley, Magic and Muscles, by Hajime Komoto, and it's like a base. It's like this. It's like a set in like a wizarding world, but the guy wants to be so powerful because he's supposed to use his muscles. Oh my god! Let me find the actual like description for this. Oh my god!
And we can close it out on this because I'll read you the description of Black Clover.
In a magic world, Mash Bernadette is a young man who was born without magic. In order to live a peaceful life with his adoptive grandfather, he needs to become a divine visionary, a title given to an exceptional student from the Easton Magic Academy. Mash goes to the magic school, despite not having any magic, and must survive by only relying on his muscles.
Oh my god, someone's getting sued.
But it's in the same magazine! They're both Shonen Jump mangas.
So here's Black Clover. Black Clover is the story centers around Asta, a young boy born without any magic power. This is unknown to the world he lives in because seemingly everyone has some sort of magic power. With his fellow mages from the Black Bulls, Asta plans to become the next Wizard King. So they don't have a magic school.
I'm sorry. Like, I mean, that's just like that's a running joke. It's like when they introduced Black Clover and they were like describing the book. It's like so it's Naruto.
Yeah, it is very much. It's Naruto, but it's Naruto in like a fantasy world.
Which I mean, like, hey, it's like if you're gonna like, that's actually like why I like Spy Family a lot because like, by the way, like Spy Family just kind of also just reads very differently than like anything else on the app. Like, I almost kind of have to wonder why Spy Family is in Shonen Jump. Like, because I think like sometimes you read a book and like you can tell the influences of the artist and writer because it's like, oh, like this is like the big other shonen thing, or like this is like a pastiche of this other thing. And Black Clover is like, or not Black Clover. Spy Family is like, oh, this person just like really likes fashion and spies and
it's
like,
probably somebody who's like
stuff.
It's probably somebody who is like a really big James Bond fan. It's kind of like how My Hero. It's like, oh, somebody was really into the X-Men and comic books, like American comic books, and they're like, well, let's make it an anime.
Mm-hmm.
And like, because that's the influence. It's like, yeah, there's some shonen, like old, like other anime stuff in there, but it's like a lot more of the tropes. It's like those tropes underneath like the skin of like American superhero kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Which I have not watched any of the new series because I got so far ahead in the manga. But yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else we want to talk about, or are we good to wrap up?
I'm good.
All right. I guess quick round of plugs. John Seiler.
Find me on Twitter at John_FN_Seiler SEILER. Where let me see if we actually did announce this yet. Oh yeah, we have a game that's coming out called Abaddon: Princess of the Decay that's coming out on October 19th. It was recently brought to our attention today that Steam has banned us for some reason. But you can find the game at ichi.io or on faku.net. So.
All right, awesome. John Scott.
Yeah, find me on Twitter, jamscott193. Gate Crash or Gate Slashers, we are calling our October month, is in full swing. That goddamn Grave Robber is at it again, and we have a Friday the 13th episode coming out soon that actually should be out hopefully near the time when this comes out.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to edit this one day this weekend and have it come out like Monday or Tuesday. All right. I don't listen to the rest of the Phantom Zone stuff, all our other podcasts. I've been able to jump on a couple of the Phantom Zone episodes to talk about bullshit. I think the last one, Ali turned into us talking about movies we watched with our dads and movies our dads liked. Just organically. I don't know how that happened. But yeah, check all that stuff out. And like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And we'll catch you guys next time. Adios.
Bye.
So long.
Oh, what's the thing, Cowboy Bebop? See you later, Space Cowboy.
See ya, Space Cowboy.
So I guess I'll join the Great Lakes Avengers. They offered me a membership, and so I did, except no better walk into disaster. I find it hard to go to something that cannot be sold, cause they're the worst shoes of all time. It's remarkable they ever stop a crime. Sitting poolside with 3 beer in life, so I guess I'll stick around. So I guess I'll stick around. So I guess I'll stick around.